What has it been? 6 weeks? 6 weeks I haven't been here, Michelle.
For you, it has been. We've been doing shows almost every week, but you've been out for quite a while. What you been up to?
I've been out for quite a while. I want to thank everybody that saw us at Infocomm, at the Bootcamp, those that attended Converged, all the different places that we've been and we've been around. I had a little bit of a vacation. I am going back on vacation actually in next week as well. So you'll see Michelle, you'll see Michael, you'll see Marin, you'll see everybody coming in to bring you the fastest 10 minutes of Microsoft Teams Rooms news of the week. Michelle, we got to rush through this. Let's go and let's jump in. First of all, everybody's getting their badge. My LinkedIn is full, but I want to actually point out a couple of different blog posts that we had that you may not have seen. What's new in Teams Room devices at Infocomm? There were a lot of announcements that actually came out here.
And I like this one with Team Copilot, which was one of the announcements, which brings an extra agent into the meeting. If you haven't checked that out, make sure you check it out. It's very important for Teams Rooms. I think you'll figure that out a little bit later.
Yeah, really, really important. Also, Autopilot is GA. Unbelievable. Autopilot is now GA. Now, Michelle, you and I talk about this privately, and we say, all right, I'm not the expert on Autopilot. We're learning it. We're going through it. We're learning it the same way that many in our community are. But what I want to say is this GA. And what that means is that if you're having issues, if you're having problems, let's help each other out. Get in contact with us. Make sure that we know where those gaps are so we can bring them to the engineering group.
Yes, and there is a video on the Teams Rooms Tech Talk channel that shows you step-by-step how to deploy this, but you will have a lot of questions. We sometimes even have questions. So if there's stuff you would like to know, reach out to the community, and everyone's here to help each other.
Absolutely, it's important to have that. Also, what's with Autopilot coming, what's new in Microsoft Intune, it's important to keep up to date with Intune because that is where Autopilot is. That's where all of your policies are going to be. They are advancing quickly inside of AutoTune, and keeping up with this blog is important as well.
You said AutoTune, that is funny. Have you been singing, Jimmy?
Our friend Christian actually wrote a quick admin guide to Teams Rooms with speaker recognition and Copilot. It is posted on LinkedIn. Great resource.
Yeah, great resource. Christian and I are going to do a video on intelligent speaker as well and face recognition. Jimmy doesn't like to pronounce his last name. It's Christian Schacht with a beautiful G. Check out this blog post. It shows you how to set up the speaker recognition.
And this is important because if customers are putting investments into Copilot, which we know that they are, this is an important feature to make sure that they are getting the most out of their investment, both in Copilot and in Microsoft Teams.
And even if you are not yet a Copilot customer, it is important to start setting this up just to be ready and see some of that speaker recognition in the transcription.
Absolutely. Also, there are upcoming changes to Teams phone and resource accounts. This is a good blog post to actually understand and know about these changes. Now, we're going to go into this a little bit later about Android devices. If you are not updating your Android devices, please update your Android devices. We're going to have a message center post that goes over why. But again, read this blog post because there are changes that are coming as well. Michelle, you can't go through technical training with us and not understand that there are a tremendous amount of resources out there on this site.
And I think it's important to look at these resources now. I know we're right in front of the summer, but there's so many small things that have big impact that are about to happen. Jimmy has to post on it later, but you need to stay on top of things now. If not, and your devices are not up to date, you might get in trouble.
Absolutely. And I want to thank our friends at Logitech. They actually put up a room configurator. I know many of our OEMs have these room configurators out there. I went through this the other day, and it's a great resource to actually say, hey, I've got a small room, I've got a medium room. Get some ideas for your customers so that they can look at these and make sure that they're in the latest configurations that we have. Also, our friends at QSys, Michelle, they've got certified for Microsoft Teams with the QSys AI Accelerator.
Yes, this is a nice bundle to really enhance your meeting experiences with AI. AI is playing such a big role. It's good to see this bundle now being officially certified for Microsoft.
Absolutely. Our partnerships continue to explore. Now, this week, we're going to have an AI prompt of the week, and I'm excited because I haven't been here for 4 weeks, but I've been keeping up. I actually did a session yesterday, Michelle, about some prompting and everything else with a few people. It was a great session, but let's go into the AI prompt of the week.
What's going on, and welcome back to the Copilot Prompt of the Week. Just last week, we announced a new Microsoft Teams Rooms technical badge available on Expert Zone for all Microsoft partners. And usually in order to create this, it takes like 4 to 6 weeks to get all kinds of different questions from different stakeholders and different presenters from those sessions. This time around, we used a lot of Copilot, and I'm going to show you how. So here we are on the Learn page of the Voice and Face Enrollment, which is a feature in Microsoft Teams Rooms that allow users to create voice and face profiles for better speaker attribution in hybrid meetings. And we're going to use this page to ground Copilot on and create a couple of multiple choice questions to use for the quiz. So we're going to come up to the top right, select Copilot. By the way, all of this is free. You do not need a Copilot for Microsoft 365 license for this. We're going to paste the prompt in, and the prompt is, please create 3 multiple choice questions based on this page. Focus on technical aspects because it is a technical exam, and please provide the answers as well. And just like that, Copilot created 3 multiple choice questions based on this Learn document that we can use for the exam. Now we took these questions and we gave these questions to the experts instead of the other way around. So instead of it taking 4 to 6 weeks to create the exam, it only took us like 2 to 4 days. That's the Copilot prompt of the week. I hope you enjoyed that one. We'll see you again next week. Peace.
Giving out all our secrets for how we did the exam and what we actually did. But if you want to subscribe, go ahead and subscribe to the prompt of the week on our YouTube channel, Teams Room Tech Talk. Great to see Michelle, and thank you. And that brings us to the exam, which we did a lot with AI to actually do this. But your Teams Room Tech Badge is available at aka.ms/Teams Room Tech Badge. If you have not gotten it yet, this is a great chance to do it. We're going to go over one of the questions that might be presented to you on the exam because not every single question is presented to you every single time. But Michelle, what is the purpose of a resource account from a user perspective in Microsoft Teams Room? The first answer is manage user accounts for Teams Room devices? Maybe. To configure network settings for Teams Room devices? Maybe. To authenticate proxy servers? Everybody's got a proxy, Michelle. So the right answer?
It's B.
It's number 2. To access features such as calling meetings, whiteboards, and PowerPoint files. Remember, it does not have a user account on the system itself. That is one of the security reasons why we use Teams Rooms inside of the conference room. Once you go through your tech badge, again at aka.ms/Teams Room Tech Badge, you can post on LinkedIn that you have successfully completed it. Michelle, that does not take away the idea that if you have not gotten your sales badge yet, make sure that you get your sales badge as well. All of this is important to make sure that everybody is up to speed on all the latest and greatest solutions. Now, with the roadmap, we have a lot to talk about, Michelle. The first one, Message Center 804766. This is specifically about Android devices. And I cannot stress this enough, Michelle, because we've talked about this internally. If you are on an Android device, and we know many are not up to date, you need to update to at least the latest or N-1 system, or you will be encountering some issues, not debilitating issues, but some issues with your devices starting in a few months. Everything is laid out in this Message Center post. It is important to update your systems. Again, we don't want to see systems that are 6, 1 year, a year and a half old out there. We want them to make sure that they are getting all of the security updates, that they are getting everything that's needed. And this Message Center post is very, very important.
And you need to do it today because the deadline for this is July 31st, which might feel like a long time, but that's only 4 weeks from now. So you need to take action before you go on leave.
So make sure you and your customers actually have a lab, are testing the newest and latest versions of systems, and are updating appropriately. Now let's go to some of the things that were added to the roadmap, which is a lot, Michelle. Digital signage on Teams Rooms on Windows. Great to see one of the announcements at Infocomm. It's actually on the public roadmap as well. Also, roster group in-room participants through proximity join for Teams Rooms on Windows. Again, August 2024 rollout. A lot of these are August 2024. Room video retiling based on people count for Teams Rooms on Windows. What does this mean? If there's more people inside of the room, we will resize that video. Again, giving priority to multiple shared spaces inside of your gallery view. Not again, making sure that people are actually seen and heard, and giving everybody that equity for the remote and in-person participants. Text resizing. This is for old people like me, Michelle. Text resizing on the Teams Rooms on Windows. Those of us that sit a little bit far away and need some help for that. Also, cross-platform meetings via SIP join for Teams Rooms, August 2024 as well. Multiple camera rooms for view for Teams Rooms on Windows. A lot added to the roadmap, Michelle.
A lot added to
on Teams panels. This is a big one. Custom backgrounds on Teams panels. Again, I don't know why people need these custom backgrounds, but it has been an ask, again, starting to roll out in 2024. We are at the 10-minute mark and coming up on upcoming events. Michelle, this is a session that you and I are not a part of, but again, another learning opportunity for people to build their skills in converged communications.
Yeah, we have no idea who's hosting this, but if the content's there, I make sure to consume it. It's great. The links will all be available. I think that's the next slide, Jimmy. All of these links will be available on smtr.show. It'll be a little bit later this week because Tom was out at Converged, and I know he's still editing a bunch of videos. But everything that we discussed today is going to be available on smtr.show. Jimmy, you've done an amazing job just pushing through this without even breathing. This was the easiest show for me, but I'm happy we got through it. There was so much great news. I think it's time to take us out of here, but you got to stall because I wasn't ready to start the intro. So maybe you want to
so much great things. Well, I want to thank everybody that saw us in person out in Seattle. Next year, if we do this again in person, I expect more of you to actually come out and join us as well. It was an incredible week. It was an incredible amount of information, and those that were there understand what they got in value. I can only hope that more will join us next year as well. But to everybody from Infocomm, from the bootcamp to Converged, to everything that we've done for the last few weeks, we have a big FY25 coming. And Michelle, with that, why don't you take us out of here for the weekend? And thank you, everybody. I'll see you in a few weeks.
Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. You make it all worthwhile. You make me feel alive. I appreciate your support. It means the world to me. So thank